Well, we have to start off this week by doing an edition of Crockett's Corner. By now we know Jasmine Crockett is one of the most uncouth, inarticulate women in public life, but she's really put her foot in her mouth recently, okay? She's the gift that keeps on giving because she says the most dumbass, inane things we've ever heard. We have some clips we're going to go through of Jasmine Crockett that really blew up over the weekend, but let me start off by saying, as someone from Dallas, Texas, I am mortified that Jasmine Crockett eats up so much of the airtime. We have great leaders in Texas, okay? What about Greg Abbott? Greg Abbott's an incredible leader, but Jasmine Crockett, she's the one who's always going viral. But maybe she won't be around much longer. I don't know. They're going to do some redistricting. Maybe Jasmine Crockett will go off to better things like Bad Girls Club or Real Housewives of Atlanta. But let's start off by playing this clip from CNN.
The rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was specifically to us. But he got out there and he was talking negatively about me directly. So if there was any way that I was going to honor somebody who decided that they were just going to negatively talk about me and proclaim that I was somehow involved in the great white replacement, yeah, I'm not honoring that kind of stuff.
So this was a deliberate choice. The day of Charlie Kirk's memorial service, okay, the day we were supposed to honor Charlie Kirk and have some human decency, which I know is too much to expect from the left, they decide to put Jasmine Crockett on TV to continue denigrating him and to continue lying about him. Charlie Kirk was not a racist. He had racial discussions. He wasn't afraid to go onto these campuses and discuss race, gender, sexuality, religion. We needed more of that dialogue. In fact, they shot him and killed him because he was exercising his First Amendment right and having that dialogue. But Jasmine Crockett, she really is an idiot, Jasmine Crockett. But you can tell that when she's on a Sunday show, when she goes on a Sunday show, she dresses nice. She speaks like Eliza Doolittle. The rain in Spain falls gently on the plain. But when you go to see Jasmine Crockett on TikTok, she's like, this mofo, crack-a-lack-a-jacket-nay, booka-backa-backa. That's Jasmine Crockett. Okay, but she did decide to use her private school girl higher education voice on CNN, but I don't really take anything Jasmine Crockett says seriously because she really is a clown and a buffoon at this point. And to continue denigrating a man who's no longer here, who was brutally assassinated, put your partisan politics aside and show some humanity. But we have another clip. We have another clip of Jasmine Crockett talking about crime. Let's take a look at that one.
I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal. That is completely different. Being a criminal is more so about your mindset. Committing a crime can come for a lot of different reasons.
So committing a crime doesn't make you a criminal. Man, I am so glad she's not in charge of the laws in this country. I am so happy Jasmine Crockett is not in the White House or anywhere near a real position of power, okay? And maybe she won't be around much longer in congressional politics either, but she's sitting on this podcast with Jonathan Van Ness, who some of you might know from the show Queer Eye on Netflix. Jonathan Van Ness is basically a bearded man in a dress. If you're listening to us, just imagine a bearded man wearing a dress who can't figure out if he wants to go by he, she, they, all of the in-between. These aren't really people I need to take life advice from. Jasmine Crockett, don't need to take life advice from her. Jonathan Van Ness, don't need to take life advice from someone who can't figure out if they want to be a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? When someone can't figure out their pronouns and they go by they, them, or they think it's okay to trans children and inject them with hormones, I don't really look to you for anything substantial in this world. But Jasmine Crockett, it's really, really wild to me. It's wild to me that someone who is so ridiculous and so unintelligent, despite her formal education, it's crazy that she can rise so far, gain millions of followers just by appealing to the lowest common denominator. But that's what Jasmine Crockett's doing. She puts on this caricature and character to really just appeal to the lowest common denominator. It's why I'm embarrassed that she's from Texas. I get messages from people every single day in her district saying, help us, what is Jasmine Crockett doing? We never hear from her, we never see her. The only time people really hear from Jasmine Crockett in her district is when she's on TikTok dancing down the halls. Because as I've said before, Jasmine Crockett, she doesn't want to work, she wants to twerk. That's who she is. And like many other Democrats, they're all into the performance and the theater of being in politics, not actually working for their constituents. I don't know about you, but after I travel, my skin is dry. That's when Peak's Radiant Skin Duo came to the rescue. This doctor-recommended duo, trusted by experts like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Jason Fung, and Dr. Will Cole, supports whole body wellness from the inside out. Sun Goddess Matcha provides steady, calm energy throughout the day, packed with L-theanine for focus and EGCG antioxidants. It supports skin clarity and gut health. BT Fountain electrolytes hydrate like nothing else and help lock moisture in, making skin look amazing. And Peak ensures all ingredients are free from heavy metals, pesticides, and mold. If you need more hydration, then give Peak a try. Get 20% off plus a free frother and glass beaker here. peaklife.com/link. Again, that's peaklife.com/link.